What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel, D-MANTV. Myself, D-Man. Thank you for joining me. As usual, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Help the channel grow. Over 100 subscribers now, so thank you. Very appreciative. Let's keep going, keep building. But yeah, let's get to it. Here to talk about the piece of crap that was put out by Leeds and Newcastle today. We finished Leeds 0, Newcastle 0. And let's be honest, that was shit. There's no way to describe, no other way to describe it. Utter garbage. I think it was the worst game of football that we've seen in the Premier League this season. And there's been some nonsense games, and that's saying something. But here we are. And from a Newcastle perspective, you know, it's another game without a win. That's 3 games into the season now. 2 points collected. You know what I mean? 2 goals scored in 3 games. Not great, is it? Not great, you know? And we can start with the formation. Can someone explain to me why Eddie Howe has gone with 3 centre-backs against a team that's going to be fighting relegation this season? Because let's be honest, Leeds are not very good. You don't need 3 centre-backs on that pitch. Yeah? You've already set up to fail. But the players that he's put out should have done a lot better. We should be beating Leeds convincingly. And, you know, funny enough, I had a few people give me their predictions, and none of them had Newcastle winning, which surprised me because I had us winning 3-1. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be a comfortable win, get the season off, going from here, put down a marker, you know, buoyed by the new signing in the crowd. But no, what must he be thinking watching that? You know, if you watch the previous 2 games, you could see the chance of thinking, right, I could put those away. If you watch that one, he might be thinking, have I made the right choice? Because we offered absolutely nothing in attack. Absolutely nothing. Now, don't get me wrong. Leeds never really looked like scoring. I know there was a last-ditch tackle from, I think it was Tino, or was it Miley? I can't remember who it was. But we should be putting these away. And can someone explain to me where we think we went wrong? Because to me, I'm not saying it's an easy 3 points because there's no easy game in the Premier League, but come on, man. Let's be real. We can't be petting like that. But like I said, the formation was wrong, and he's made a few changes. Obviously, Tonali's back in the team, Shear's back in the team. Luckily, their injuries weren't serious. Asula got his first start of the season. You know, he's brought in Murphy and Ramsey on to support him. But yeah, it wasn't clicking. Now we can start with Asula because he had 1 or 2 opportunities in the first half. You know, that snapshot he had with his left foot. Was he unlucky? I don't know. Maybe could have got a bit more behind it. But yeah, not good enough for me. I think he's shown today that he's not. We knew he's not the answer, but that's really solidified it. Like, he should be 3rd choice for a very long time, or get loaned out because he's not ready. He's raw. His runs that he's making don't fill with confidence because he's not making the correct runs when the ball's coming in. You know what I mean? And yes, he could have got more service, but I don't think he would put any chances away. He's very physical. You know, he caused a few fouls on that, which was a bit of frustration. He works hard, don't get me wrong, and his hold-up play was decent, but overall, nah, that can't run anymore. But I thought Bruno was poor. You know, I praised him on Monday for his performance against Liverpool, a real captain's performance. This was the polar opposite. You know, he was sloppy on the ball, he was losing duels, fouling the place, poor passing. You know what I mean? And listen, Tonali weren't much better. He probably kept the ball a bit better than Bruno, but Tonali still offered nothing. Maybe he was choosing the wrong option when the pass was on. We just looked slow and lethargic, like we thought we could turn up and get the 3 points, and that's not how it works. So I hope this is a harsh reality for the manager. You know, I saw his post-match interview, and he talked about, you know, he's hoping to get 1 more in and the squad is complete. Well, I'm sorry, but I think we need more than 1. I think we need another midfielder and a striker. Whether we get that, I don't know. I think we'll get a striker in and let Isak be on his way. A midfielder, not so sure. Let me know what you think. Do you think we're going to get 1 or 2 bodies in? If so, who? Who would you like to see? But yeah, I mean, it's saying something when Jamie Carragher's giving Sean Longstaff the man of the match. You know what I mean? He outperformed Tonali and Bruno, let's be honest. And he wasn't even fabulous. He didn't have a fabulous performance, but he was just better than those. You know, Leeds never really looked like scoring. That's the one positive I can give. But that's not the point. We should be scoring quite comfortably. And what's worrying is the lack of clear-cut chances that we created. I can't think of one clear-cut chance that we created. We looked sloppy in the final third. You know, the previous 2 games we were creating chances, we just weren't putting away. Now we've gone backwards. You know, I thought Ramsey looked okay when he was on. I'm hoping, you know, when he went off, it's not a serious injury. I know he took a pretty much dirty foul, which wasn't looked at by VAR. So I hope he's okay. But listen, we just need to recharge, get this window behind us, get 1 or 2 bodies in, and then go again against Wolves. And you know, Voltemada will have a few training sessions with the lads. Hopefully, I'm not sure if he's away on international duty, but expect him to start against Wolves, or if you've got another striker, to start against Wolves. And there's no excuse. There's no excuse now. We've got to start putting teams away, going a bit of a run, because what we don't want to do is lose ground on our competitors, our rivals. You know, we've seen what Chelsea's done recently. Liverpool got the 100% record, so Arsenal, one of them will come to an end tomorrow. But, you know, that's not the point. We need to get points on the board. It's not panic stations just yet, because it is only game week 3. But given the fact that we haven't won a game yet, and pre-season was a debacle because we didn't win a game there either, and on how we finished the season and how we ended the season, yeah, something needs to change. You know, whether it's, you know, the way we play, to get the selection right, the formation right, I don't know. But we can't keep going much longer without a win. Champions League's coming soon, so Eddie Howe needs to use this squad well. I'm not having this fatigue thing about from Monday. Yes, we put a lot into it and had 10 men, but we've had days to recover. This is now Saturday, so there's no excuse. I'm not using fatigue as an excuse. So we need to buck about ideas, basically. You know what I mean? I'm getting pelters in my WhatsApp groups. You know, I'm in one with all these other fans, and they're talking about when we lose a game, you've got to give a minute's analysis on a voice note. If you lose back to back, yeah, you've got to give a video analysis. And the team that loses the most at the end of the season has to do a forfeit. So I'm not trying to have to. And I'm in with Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, them kind of man there. So you can imagine the heat is on. Don't embarrass me. Do not embarrass me, because I won't be happy. But you hear more about that group as the things go on and that. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts, man. Are you concerned? You know, is just as a little blip? Is it just 3 games? You know, if this was last season, I'd probably be cussing, but I've learned that, you know, Eddie knows how to turn things around. I expect him to do so, and I'm going to judge him once the window's closed and we have a full squad, like he said, you know, because he said we only need 1 more and the squad is complete. So, you know, I'm going to have to expect a lot better performances, some points on the board. Yeah, I'm not having this go 4 or 5 games without a win. Nah, that can't happen. We ain't Man United, bro. Yeah, so part that. But let me know, man. Let me know. Where do you think we're gonna go from here? Who do you think we're gonna sign? Is he set going? You know what I mean? Are we in a good place? Is it too early to judge? I'll be interested, man. Interested. Let me know. But listen, I'm out. But as usual, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace.